China has the fastest growing economy on Earth. But to get to the top, it must evolve. As the country opens up to the rest of the world, Beijing Capital International Airport is struggling to cope with flight overload. 2001, Beijing wins the bid for the 2008 Olympic Games with a landslide victory. But it will bring a huge surge of visitors. There is only one solution, and it's typically audacious. They must build the biggest and most advanced airport terminal ever attempted in just 4 years. A dragon-like structure for a dragon economy.
The scale here is colossal. You know, this is the biggest building on the planet.
Creating this man-made marvel will be an epic struggle that pushes everyone involved to the limit. July 2001, Beijing celebrates winning the competition to host the 2008 Olympic Games. It marks the beginning of one of the greatest city makeovers in history. They must transform Beijing into a 21st century metropolis virtually overnight. With a booming economy, China has an unprecedented number of construction projects on the go. With this Olympic makeover, Chinese authorities plan even more. A new national theater, the Egg. A new stadium, the Bird's Nest. And a giant Olympic swimming pool, the Water Cube.
They're using these buildings of such enormous size and such groundbreaking technology to show that they are one of the leaders in the world.
With passenger numbers set to soar to a whopping 60 million a year by 2015, Beijing's aging airport will struggle to cope. There is only one solution. They must build the world's biggest airport terminal.
Nothing on this scale has ever been undertaken in the history of our species. It's the biggest thing on the planet.
Today, Beijing's new Terminal 3 is fast approaching completion. In under 4 years, they're close to achieving the unthinkable. The Chinese call it the Dragon. Its astonishing roof that mimics the scales of the beast is so large you can't see from one end to the other. With giant walls of glass, the longest cantilever entrance in the world. And in the belly of the Dragon, one of the largest baggage systems ever built. But Terminal 3 captures the glory of China's past as well as its future. The roof of gold and red evokes the colors of ancient Chinese palaces. It's a connection to China's past that's important to the architects.
The reds, the very intense red, the very Chinese red, the gradations through to gold, the patterns, the shape of the building from above, they're all very evocative of the place.
Throughout history, China has been at the forefront of human endeavor. In ancient times, emperors built gigantic palaces, like the Forbidden City, and engineering wonders, like the Great Wall. These structures pushed the technology of the day to the limit. But a new age is dawning on China as they create a high-tech 21st century metropolis. They've got the vision, they've got the know-how, but they've got an impossible deadline.
The airport had to be operational for the Beijing Olympics.
Back in 2001, the new terminal is still just a pipe dream. It must be built by 2008, or the Olympic teams could be stopped in their tracks before the games even begin. Beijing's existing airport terminals are aging and struggling to cope with demand. A surge in passengers for the games could push them to breaking point. In the air traffic control tower, they must cope with the increasing workload.
How many planes are there? It looks like the middle runway has more air traffic. Both east and west runways are at full capacity and no longer meet the requirements of our industry.
Terminal 3 must be completed on time. If not, they'll face aviation gridlock. As the gateway to the nation, this $2.8 billion super terminal will also provide visitors with their first impressions of China. It needs to be awe-inspiring.
I'd like to think that this building will excel every airport that has gone before, and that will learn from our experience. And we have pioneered airport design. We've led it, we've changed it.
Numerous teams enter designs, but one stands head and shoulders above the rest. Foster and partners have designed some of the greatest architectural marvels of the modern age, such as the Millau Bridge in France. Summer 2003, they win the contract. To get their construction plans ready on time, they must work literally non-stop. Project architect Mujan Majidi has never seen a schedule like it.
When we started on the project, it was mission impossible. To meet the deadlines, we had to work 24 hours a day.
Even with commitment like this, there's no guarantee they'll be able to meet the Olympic deadline.
You can commit 100%, but in any building venture, there are so many things that can happen during the life of that construction period. You can have storms, tempests, earthquakes.
Foster is right to be concerned by earthquakes. Terminal 3 lies within a major seismic region. Throughout history, quakes have struck this area, causing destruction. Earthquake expert Professor Kerr knows the risks they face.
It lies in a seismic intensity 8 zone. It's very strong. So earthquake-resistant construction is essential in our buildings.
In the past, they were not fully equipped to deal with mega earthquakes, with disastrous consequences. Tangshan, July 28, 1976. A quake strikes the city, registering a staggering 7.8 on the Richter scale. Lasting just 15 seconds, this quake levels most of the densely populated city, killing hundreds of thousands of people.
The Tangshan earthquake in 1976 was an important wake-up call to structural engineers and earthquake researchers across the country.
In the months ahead, engineers must convince the authorities that this enormous structure can be made quake-proof. Terminal 3 will be an